So my name is Nikola Jasprica. I work for Lark Hotels. We are a small independent collection of hotels. We have about 27 properties at the moment, average about 30 rooms per property. Most are based in the northeast of the US, in New England. We have a couple in California, one in Florida, and one in New York State as well. In the last 2 weeks, our bookings have almost more than tripled in the same time frame last month. So there's definitely some good signs of things to come for the rest of the year, as long as we don't get a huge second wave here up in the northeast like the rest of the country is getting at the moment. But we'll see what happens with that. But we definitely had to make some changes operationally, and technology helped us with that a great deal. I think we were lucky enough to be operating a clock at all of our properties, and one of the first things we went to do was facilitate that online check-in and that contactless check-in. We got that up and running fairly quickly with Clock's kiosk feature, and got it to a stage where guests can kind of do all the check-in formalities, fill in any kind of COVID-related questionnaires, any kind of COVID-related information. It's all online for them to sign off on prior to their arrival. The next thing we kind of decided, or we're kind of trying to figure out how to do, is, you know, we are proud to be ambassadors of our communities, and we really want that human connection for our guests. And how can we do that without really having much face-to-face contact? So we went out and looked at guest messaging platforms, and we decided to go with Whistle. You know, they've been a great partner. And again, with Clock and with Whistle, we were able to get all 28 properties up and running within a week. And so far it's been great. We've had great feedback from guests, great communication with Whistle, and it's kind of all facilitated that online check-in. We've always had a good guest journey from booking to check-in, I think via email communication and just the way we do it. But guests, the text messaging platform has really added a little bit more of a personal touch to it, where you're actually speaking to somebody through text messaging, which we all do on a daily basis. You know, you're always texting somebody, hey, what's good in this town? What can I do here? It's like you have a friend in the town you're going to, which is our goal. We also, this was kind of prior to COVID, we had already developed a bit of a digital concierge, which we use. It's pretty much just a hidden website, web app that we use, where each property is updating pretty much on a weekly basis all of their recommendations on what to do in town, things to do, places to eat. So we've updated and been updating those digital concierges very regularly with any kind of new information regarding closures and openings for COVID, and put those digital concierges really out there front and center for all of our guests to use. So we've really had to change our guest experience to make it more digital, and we're still trying to keep that human touch with all of these new technologies. And I think guests are going to come to expect that from hotels more and more. And we need to provide them with that experience. And, you know, Skander was talking about how they've kind of transformed their digital experience. I was lucky enough to demo it, and they've done such a great job of keeping the guest in their environment. So it's the same look as their website. So going from the website to their kind of self-service online check-in is seamless. You don't even know that you're leaving the website and going to a different system. And I think that's going to be an important part of the guest journey. You know, it was challenging just because we have 28 properties and we had to do all 28 at the same time instead of kind of gradually implementing the system. But it was quick. You know, we had just had to facilitate the API connection with Clock. Once that was done, Whistle got everything kind of up and running pretty quickly. Obviously, I'd say it's still a work in progress. We're still fine-tuning things. It's not perfect, but we got it to a stage where we could successfully communicate with guests and they can communicate with us via text messaging, and that was the goal. There's still some features that we want to implement down the road, but getting it up and running was not a long process, and more importantly, it wasn't a complicated process. It was fairly simple to do, even though it was a little time consuming to do it across all properties.